What's going on, serious anglers? Andrew Full here, the captain. Today we're going to talk a little bit about, jerkbaits. Something that I am slowly adding to my arsenal and fishing a lot more. And today I'm going to talk about my two jerkbait setups I use the most for the 110 plus one juniors, which has come to be probably my favorite jerkbait as of late. And then also a plus one or Lucky Craft pointer, Stasi, setup, reels, and everything from there. So let's get going. So first we'll start with the 110 plus one junior. And this rod would actually probably work really good for the 110 junior as well, so the smaller size. So starting off, the rod here is a 610 moderate fast Phoenix Maxim, which is something I played around with. It might be hard to see here, but it has a very fast tip to it, and then it has a really good load through the middle of the rod. This is by far probably my new favorite color when it comes to jerkbait fishing, especially up here on the Great Lakes, like Lake Erie, the Niagara River. This is gonna be the Itto natural color. It's dynamite. Throwing it on 8 or 10 pound test. This is a Corrado 70 sized 71 XG MGL, so it's the smaller. I believe they're new either last year or this year. With this reel with 10 pound P-line tactical or your favorite fluorocarbon of choice, you can really cast this jerkbait really far. And what I found with the smaller one is you can get away with a softer rod because it has the smaller hooks and a smaller body, so you don't need quite the action on your jerks to make that bait go erratic because it's so small. This one has caught a lot of fish for me already this spring, so let's hop up to a little bit bigger sized bait. This is a 110, your standard Vision in Tequila Shad. One of the harder to find colors. I haven't played around with this color too much, I just kind of grabbed one and pulled it out of the box. This one I like on really sunny, calm, clear conditions because it's translucent, so the sun will shine through it really well. But the rod here is going to be a Douglas LRS 703 MF, so it's basically the same idea as the 610. It has that fast tip, but a really soft belly to the rod, so it loads up really well. But you don't want a rod that's going to jiggle at the end of your snap. So with the jerkbait, what a lot of people have a tendency to do is pull the rod. So when they're pulling, it's kind of making the bait really pull hard. What we need to slow down and focus on is actually snapping. So it's just a real quick snap of the wrist. So that's going to give that 110 it's really good dart action. Now you may notice that the Corrado is a lefty. This is a Tatula 100 size HS, so high speed 7-to-1, just your standard Tatula 159.99. I play around with both right and left-handed reels because I want to get more comfortable doing both for all situations based on boat angle, etc. Now with this 703, because it is longer, I did bring up a couple of their jerkbaits here that do come in handy with that little bit longer rod, and they're very underappreciated deeper diving jerkbaits that I feel like everybody should talk about, and that is a Lucky Craft pointer, which has caught a ton of smallmouth for me in the past. I haven't gotten there yet. Usually that bite kicks off around 55 degrees for the pointer and up. It has a more pulling action, so it's a little bit more erratic than that 110, where the 110 is very synchronized when you snap. The 110 in the pointer SP 100s in the deep diver, it's gonna pull a little more and come back and snap normal. Another favorite jerkbait here is the Stasi. I want to say this is a 90, so and it's a version 2, so this is the one model that's suspended really well. This is Ghost Minnow. You can tell that it's caught quite a few fish. This one I'll throw when the water temp gets above, well, let's call it 50, and you have pre-spawners moving up on ledges. So I'll kind of backtrack here and go through a few more baits. You can tell, got a whole box of 110s. The +2. I haven't played around with the +2 all too much just because I haven't found a situation where I think it's gonna excel for me here on the Upper Niagara. I have caught a couple fish on it, albeit they were smaller 2 to 3 pound class when I was in about 18 foot, casting it up into 12 and working it down rock ledges. My next favorite one that I throw more than just about any other pointer size is the original 110+1. This is, I don't remember the name of it, Deadly Black Shad. This color excels for me when it's overcast, kind of cruddy, windy, blowing. I really like the chrome finish on it because it reflects a ton of light as you're jerking it through that water. And then your standard 110 that I showed you earlier. Another favorite color of mine when it's really sunny and calm, which just might be backwards to some people, is this GG Mossback with a Mossback Golden Shiner. It's got a really nice reflective sheen to it when you have that variable sky. So I wouldn't say all sunny, but like a mix of sun and clouds. So I use the pointer usually once the water hits 45 and goes up into that 55. The Vision 110, I apologize. I'll use the Vision 110 when the water hits 45 up to about that 55, 56 degree range, because I feel like it's a more subtle, but it's still very erratic, but I can fish it slower because it suspends at different water temps. So if you do have any questions on what you want to know about colors, when we like to use them, make sure you comment below. Me or Bailey will respond to you with our answer on what we feel is best. Once again, don't take any of our advice to heart and run with it, because we are learning on as we go, as everybody should be as well. So for now, I wish you all good night, and send us some pictures of some jerkbait fish here in the next couple weeks and get featured on the page. And make sure you always like, share, and comment and spread the word. And always, everybody, good luck fishing.